Mixed martial arts fighter Conor McGregor arrested.
And here is the scene at the jail about 45 minutes ago. McGregor posting bond and walking out.
Misdemeanor assault and 1-count felony criminal mischief. Facing all those charges, was in the precinct all night. So.
Professional fighter Conor McGregor now has a court battle on his hands. He was charged in a Brooklyn court today for a violent attack on a busload of other fighters, take a look, injuring 2 of them whose bouts are now canceled because of this.
Conor McGregor wanted us to see him as untouchable, a king with fists of iron and a tongue sharper than any blade. Instead, the world now sees a man more famous for throwing bar punches than championship punches.
Tonight, our first look at body cam video from the Miami Beach police the day they arrested MMA fighter Conor McGregor. Here's CBS 4's Ty Russell.
He doesn't have anything on him, right? No jewelry or anything?
No. He went from ruling pay-per-view to ruling courtrooms, and the irony. The fight he's losing isn't in the cage, it's in the headlines. Conor McGregor once stood as the ultimate rags-to-riches story. A broke plumber's apprentice from Dublin, he seemed destined for a quiet life of obscurity until he stepped into the UFC octagon. With a wild mix of karate, boxing, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, McGregor didn't just fight, he performed. His left hand carried the weight of thunder, capable of ending nights in a single blow, while his swagger and sharp tongue made every weigh-in feel like theater.
Fuck you!
Conor, don't throw those fucking hands. Conor!
Crowds didn't just watch him, they worshipped him. The chants of Notorious shook arenas like a ritual, a shared belief that this brash Irishman wasn't just another fighter, but a living symbol of rebellion and ambition. Blue-collar workers in Ireland saw their own dreams in him, while Hollywood elites filled front rows to bask in the spectacle. Pay-per-view numbers skyrocketed as fans across the globe paid to witness the rise of a new legend. McGregor wasn't selling tickets, he was selling the fantasy that anyone, even a kid with nothing, could rise to rule the world. And for a while, he made that dream feel unstoppable.
You did shave your head after your last fight. What does it signify?
It signifies nothing. I
Okay.
was looking in the mirror saying, I don't want to wake up, my hair's fucking annoying me. See you later.
If McGregor's early fights lit the spark, UFC 194 in 2015 ignited a wildfire. Facing Jose Aldo, the undefeated featherweight champion who hadn't lost in nearly a decade, McGregor didn't just promise victory, he swore he would end it in the first round. For months, he taunted Aldo relentlessly, breaking down the Brazilian's composure before they ever touched gloves. When fight night arrived, the world held its breath. 13 seconds after the bell rang, Aldo lunged. McGregor countered, and the Irishman's left fist detonated. The champion lay unconscious before fans even processed what had happened. Las Vegas shook.
Like he's feeling the pressure of this moment. Green trunks for the southpaw, the notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relaxed and smiling. Oh!
Headlines exploded across every corner of the media. In that instant, McGregor wasn't just a fighter, he was a king. But that's not all. Beneath the celebrations and deafening praise, small cracks had already begun to form in his empire. His cocky declarations grew louder, his lifestyle more lavish, and his focus subtly shifted from pure domination to pure spectacle. Nobody noticed at the time, but that 13-second knockout wasn't just his crowning moment. It was also the beginning of the dangerous path that would eventually lead to his downfall.
Once again, this is why Conor McGregor has so many haters. Firstly, look at this guy's form, and he's working out while wearing a $50,000 Rolex Day-Day in yellow gold.
By 2017, McGregor wasn't just chasing belts, he was chasing history. When news broke that he would step into the boxing ring against Floyd Mayweather, the world stopped. This wasn't just a fight, it was a cultural earthquake. A UFC brawler with 0 professional boxing matches was daring to take on the undefeated king of the sport.
You little slaphead. You little slaphead. boom! I'm so happy you took that hat off, I gotta say. What the fuck were you hiding under that thing? That little fucking peanut head.
McGregor strutted in custom-tailored suits, grinning smugly as he called Mayweather a runner, and vowed to end him within 3 rounds. Fans ate it up. They believed Mystic Mac could defy the odds and shatter the rules of combat sports. The event sold 4.3 million pay-per-views, raking in nearly $100 million for McGregor in a single night. Things take an unexpected turn.
Mate, you're 40! Get that fucking phone out of your hand like a fucking kid! 40-year-old man! What the fuck? He was wearing high heels yesterday! What's with these 2 juice heads you got?
Because while McGregor stormed out of the gate, landing early strikes and fueling the fantasy of an upset, Mayweather bided his time like a hunter. By the 10th round, McGregor was exhausted, defenseless, and forced into a corner. The referee stopped the fight as Mayweather unleashed a clinical barrage. McGregor hadn't been knocked out, but he'd been broken. What should have been his crowning crossover instead became the first real crack in his myth. The night bravado collided with reality. If Mayweather exposed McGregor's limits, Khabib Nurmagomedov destroyed the illusion altogether. In 2018, the UFC staged one of its most hyped grudge matches, McGregor versus Khabib. For months, McGregor sharpened his trash talk into a weapon, mocking not just Khabib's fighting style, but his family, his faith, and his Dagestani homeland. The buildup was ugly, personal, and relentless.
When Conor was like, I only count knockouts.
I only count knockouts. The only thing that's final in this business is a knockout.
And then you just see like a reply from Khabib that's like, I take people into deep waters and they discover themselves. It's like, dude, what the fuck is this guy talking about? What's scarier than a white Muslim just talking shit, dude?
Fans expected fireworks. When the cage door shut, Khabib unleashed a storm McGregor couldn't handle. He dragged him to the ground, mauled him with precision, and silenced the Irishman's taunts with pure dominance. In round 2, a sharp right hand floored McGregor, shocking the crowd. By the 4th, Khabib had him locked in a choke, forcing the tap heard around the world.
Alhamdulillah, I know you got this, they don't like this. Alhamdulillah, tomorrow night I'm gonna smash your boy, guys. I'm gonna smash your boy.
And here's where it gets wild. The humiliation didn't end there. After securing victory, Khabib leapt over the cage, sparking a chaotic brawl that spilled into the arena, cementing the fight as one of UFC's most infamous nights. McGregor's image, once invincible, was obliterated. The king who mocked others into submission had finally been silenced, and fans weren't just stunned. They were starting to question if his legend had always been smoke and mirrors. By 2018, the cracks in McGregor's empire had widened into something impossible to ignore. The most infamous moment came at UFC 223 in New York, when McGregor, furious over his feud with Khabib, staged an ambush outside the Barclays Center. Surrounded by his entourage, McGregor grabbed a metal dolly and hurled it at a bus carrying fighters. The glass shattered, cutting 2 athletes so badly they were forced to withdraw from their matches. Footage of McGregor's rampage spread instantly, flooding headlines worldwide. Fans who once praised his wildness now looked horrified. UFC president Dana White called it one of the darkest days in the sport's history. McGregor tried to spin the chaos as hype, but nobody was buying it. The reason this happened will shock you, because behind the bravado, this wasn't strategy, it was desperation. His ego, once his greatest weapon, had spiraled out of control. What once looked like confidence now looked like recklessness, and the notorious persona that built his empire was turning into the very force tearing it apart. The chant of his name was no longer a rallying cry. For many fans, it had become a painful reminder of what he had lost.
Right there! He has to assume and tell you everything coming over that. I love it. I love it. His question is, why you talking shit? That's his question. Why the fuck you up there talking shit? Say it like it is, you're blessed. You're blessed that I chose you. You're blessed that I chose to whoop your ass next.
If the dolly incident damaged McGregor's image, what came next nearly destroyed it. In 2019, video footage leaked from Dublin's Marble Arch pub showing McGregor punching a 50-year-old man in the face, all because the man refused a free shot of proper 12 whiskey. The clip spread like wildfire, and fans around the world recoiled. This wasn't the charming provocateur who could talk circles around rivals. This was a bully lashing out at someone defenseless. Irish media condemned him, international outlets piled on, and even longtime fans admitted he had become an embarrassment. And listen to this, the pub incident wasn't an isolated lapse. It was the beginning of a pattern. In Miami, he smashed a fan's phone. In Italy, he allegedly attacked a DJ. In Dublin, lawsuits accused him of assaults at hotels and clubs. While many cases fizzled before trial, the damage was permanent. Each headline chipped away at his legacy until the name McGregor was no longer tied to iconic knockouts, but to courtroom drama and police reports. The king of the octagon had devolved into a tabloid spectacle, his career unraveling one scandal at a time.
Can you say when the baby is due?
March, I think. About March, is it? May.
Is there any indication?
May, is it?
May?
Sorry,
May or
I don't
March?
know. It's not May, is it? It was March. What the fuck?
As McGregor's personal life spiraled, so did his empire. The fighter, once hailed as a marketing genius, began to lose the very deals that cemented his celebrity status. Reebok quietly distanced itself. Bud Light pulled away. Even Proper 12, the whiskey brand he'd turned into a global phenomenon, slipped from his control after a $600 million sale in 2021 left him sidelined from promotional campaigns. To fans, the message was clear. The golden goose was no longer golden. McGregor wasn't the untouchable superstar anymore. He was baggage. Things get even messier from here because with each lost sponsor and soured business deal, his attempts to claw back relevance only looked more desperate. Social media rants replaced fight night brilliance. Headlines focused less on his training camps and more on his legal battles. His brand, once synonymous with grit and glory, was now shorthand for scandal and excess. The McGregor machine that had dominated pay-per-view sales crumbled like a sandcastle under the tide. His downfall wasn't just about losing fights. It was about losing trust, respect, and the commercial empire that had made him larger than life.
Who do you think would give you the hardest fight out of anybody on stage?
Right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. They're not, who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that? Oh my God.
McGregor's fall wasn't sealed by a single punch or chokehold. It was sealed by himself. At the height of his fame, he believed he was untouchable, that charisma and cash could replace discipline and humility. But in the end, the ego that made him notorious also became his undoing. But the real shock came later, because his story is bigger than MMA. It's a mirror. It shows how success without character is fragile, how fame without discipline becomes poison. McGregor didn't lose because he lacked talent. He lost because he believed talent alone was enough. From Ireland's working-class hero to Hollywood's front rows, he built an empire only to burn it down with his own hands. And while he may still fight, the myth of invincibility is gone forever. His legacy now stands as a warning. The greatest enemy isn't the rival across the cage, it's the arrogance within. Conor McGregor was once a king, but his empire reminds us that even the loudest crowns can crumble when built on ego instead of endurance. The rise was dazzling, but the fall, that's the part nobody will ever forget.